Hi everyone, pattern-collections.com is where we find today's pattern focus. Oh, I should check to see if there's a new weekly template. Just a moment. Let me see. There may not be. Okay, the newest template. I know that Ina and Nicole have been working on updating and changing the website quite a bit. So just so you know, the page that had templates has changed quite a bit. So all we have is template number 1, 2, and then this new one, which is a lighthouse. So if you want to draw the lighthouse, here is how to do so. Let me get my little template page here, and we're going to just draw this up real quick. If you want to draw the lighthouse as a template, first thing you're going to do is draw sort of, my lighthouse is going to be short and fat because that's the shape of my paper. I'm going to do that. You're going to go like so. And then up here, looks like we're going to do this. This is just a quick and fast sketch. Nothing super, because it's just meant to be a guide that you can use to play with your patterns anyway. So put that up, put that up, put that up, a little bit like this. It's nice that they gave us a step out as to how to draw each step of this shape. I did not leave enough room for my lighthouse to have its full on little triangle at the top. So mine is going to have a little bit of a dome instead. And then down here, you can go a little bit like this, and some stripy bits, and little windows if you want little windows. I think I would not put little windows myself just because I would want to use these big stripy spots for my pattern. But you know, you do whatever you want because it's your art. Okay? So that is the CPT template lighthouse for the week. Okay. So pattern focus is where we're going to go. If you are going through the website and you find that there's a pattern missing, yeah, there's just going to be some that have dropped off the list because the artist who created the artwork has withdrawn their permission to use their art on Ina's website, which is absolutely fine, perfectly within their rights. So you know, if there's something that we did before and that you can't find anymore, you know, give me a shout out, and send me an email, and if I still have the step out privately, I can share that with you, or I can tell you where to find the original source to that artist's work. Okay? Just FYI. We are going to be right here. This one is called Svecha by Elena Lebev. I'm going to butcher this name. Lebedeva. I hope I got that right. Ilana Lebedeva. That's cool. Got sort of a feathery kind of a look. I like the art. that was done with it. Look at that. That's cool. So step 1 is to come up. We're going to learn how to do this. Come up and do a big spiral. And then on the other side do another one so that it's sort of like a V shape with 2 spirals. And then at the top of that we're going to make this big arching bracket shape or leaf shape. And then within that leaf shape we're going to follow this line here, and we're going to just do a bunch of them all kind of stacked up inside one another. And then we can embellish with the little straight lines and fill in the middle there. And then we have these kind of sticking out bits. Not too sure what I want to do yet for my tile. Decide whether I want to do it. Oops, my phone just turned itself around. I'm going to turn on my light so you guys can see. Close your eyes. I think maybe, I don't know, do I want brown today? Am I feeling brown? I am kind of feeling brown. Let's do brown. And I'm going to give myself a little bit of, just a little guideline for a border, just so I don't go too close to the edge, just because I don't like to be next to the edge, but I don't always draw the border. I just put some pencil there just to remind me I'm getting close to the edge. Sometimes I don't need it. Lots of times I do. And sometimes I go over, and sometimes I go close to the edge. You never know what I'm going to do. You know, I never know what I'm going to do. I think I want to have one kind of, I'm just trying to figure out composition. Composition is always very important. I think, as a matter of fact, I believe that composition is more important than the drawing itself, because if your composition is interesting, it doesn't matter what patterns you put there. Your drawing is going to be interesting. So I think I want a big one kind of here. That'll kind of be the shape that it ends up once I've got the thing. So I think I want it there, and then I think I'm going to want one kind of this way and one kind of this way behind this main one. So that's how I've decided I'm going to draw this. So I'm going to start with here. And I'm going to do right here in the middle. And I'm going to come up and I'm going to do this big thing like that. And then coming the other way, I'm going to do another one like that. And then this sort of bracket-like or leaf shape like this. And then just make more of them, getting smaller as they go. One inside the other. And I want one, two. Do I want one more? No, I think I'm good with that. Okay, so that's the basic shape for this one. And then you can embellish as you feel led. I actually feel like I want to make a little bit of a slightly bigger right in here. Just to give it a little weight. Okay. And then I want one coming this way. So I want one like that. And then the top part of this one is going to come up and behind that one. So that kind of makes that into a solid. And since it does, I think I'm going to give it a little solid bit right here too. And this as well. That kind of makes it solid. Does that make sense? Yeah. So now that can be behind. This is going to have that same sort of thing with a little line weight, and it's going to become a solid going this way. And this one's going to become a solid going this way, because whatever I do to one, I do to all of them, just so that there's some consistency and they all belong together. And then here is that shape. You won't see this coming down behind there. And get smaller and smaller and smaller. That you might see coming down like that. Are you two guys too far away? Let me zoom you in just a little bit. Little teeny tiny bit. And then this one I'm going to have come up and around like that. And up and under. Something like this. Don't be afraid to experiment. You know, it's your drawing. You do whatever you want. You don't have to follow any particular rule. You can if you want. Doesn't say that you shouldn't follow a rule, but just let you know that you know, the rules are not set in stone. You don't have to follow them. I have a hard time making that bracket shape going the other way, so I'm going to do like that. And up and down. My watch just went off, told me that I need to get up and move. So there's my little guys, my little shapes. Those are interesting. I'm going to go ahead. I do like the these little lines here. Got a little carried away with that one. Oh well. I had somebody ask me how my friend was, the one that was in the hospital. I'm happy to say that he's doing much better. He is going to need to have surgery, but the doctor said that for the moment he is doing fine, and the doctor was willing to let him continue to just have like sort of like the status quo on his condition until we get back from vacation. He's coming on vacation with us, and the doctor said if they did the surgery a couple weeks ago, then he would have had to miss vacation. And they've been planning this vacation for over 2 years, and it's with his entire family and then extended friends, family, us, others, and so he really didn't want to miss it if he could avoid it. Now, if it was medically necessary, absolutely he would have done so, but his doctor said it was fine, that what was going on with him, it won't change if he travels, and he just needs to be careful what he eats. So he's just going to be cautious, and it'll be fine. So we want to thank you for thinking about him, though. The other thing I want to point out is in the description box below is a link to my husband's donation page. It's not donating to my husband. It's donating to the cause that he is riding his bike this month in support of children's pediatric cancer research. And so if you would be so kind, if you have the available funds, don't put yourself out. If you don't have funds, don't do it. But if you should happen to have a little extra money and you are wishing to make a donation, that would be the place to go, is to click on that link, and you can find more information there. I don't know what I want to do. Don't think the pattern has this middle part filled in. I'm not sure that I want that, unless I want to do just kind of like a little, maybe like that, just a little thing in the middle. We'll do that. I do like the dark there in the middle. I just didn't want it all the way up there. We'll just make a small bit there. That's good. And then I found these. I was cleaning, I was getting ready for vacation, and I was digging through bags. And you know how sometimes, well, I don't know about you, but I will often travel, or yeah, most of it's travel, go to a group or an event and use a bag, and then just throw the bag in my closet and not actually empty it all out of its contents. Well, apparently I had done that for a women's retreat that I had gone to, and we had used the cards from this old game. I looked it up because I wanted to know how old the game was, because I know I've had it for like a bazillion years, and I don't know that I have the actual board part. It's supposed to be a board game, but it was called the Game, and apparently it was from the 1970s, 75, something like that, 77. Yeah, that's my era of board games. Anyway, it's a vintage board game. Who knew I was going to be vintage? But that basically was sort of what we used it for at Women's Retreat, was like an icebreaker type of a thing, because there were all these questions. So it had a stack of cards that looked like this. Tell it like it is. There's those that are yellow and some that are black and white. And so the yellow ones are lighthearted and the black and white ones are a little less lighthearted. And I thought it would be fun to use these cards once in a while on my videos, and I'll just grab a card off the top of the pile, read it, and tell you like it is. It will give me something to talk about. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to take a card, and it's going to be a lighthearted card. And it says, what kind of animal would you like to be, and where would you like to live? So, let me answer that. And if you want to play along, answer that question in the comments below. What kind of animal would I want to be, and where would I want to live? Well, I imagine that you'd have to live wherever that animal lives. Or maybe not. Maybe in your imagination, that animal lives somewhere that's not where it normally lives now. Who knows? What would I want to be? I do believe I would want to be higher on the food chain. So probably a larger animal. Perhaps like a polar bear or a grizzly bear. Maybe I want to be a bear. Apparently bear came out of my head. Don't know why. But that's the first thing that comes to mind. One would think I would want cat. I love cats. I think cats are cool. Dogs are cool too. Cats and dogs are both cool. But for some reason, bear came out. Who knew? Not shark. Not anything aquatic. Because I really don't want to live under the sea. Or in a lake. Not my favorite thing. A bear of some sort. First I thought polar, but I'm thinking maybe not. Maybe not polar. Perhaps grizzly. Alaska? Would Alaska be where I want to live? Perhaps bears are on my mind because I have vacation on my mind and we're going to be going to Alaska. And so, you know, that answer could change moment to moment, I think. It's one of those things. I'm putting a little shading in just to give this some dimension. And then I'm going to put that little bit of white because, you know, I love putting white on these dark tiles. Just makes me happy. Okay, let's blend that. Sometimes I think about light source when I'm shading, and sometimes I don't. It just kind of depends on how dimensional I see my object that I'm drawing. So that's up to you whether you want to be realistic or not. I always shade where they overlap though, to get that feeling that this one's in front of that one. I always shade where they overlap. Just so you know why I'm doing what I'm doing. You do whatever makes you happy. Yeah, I think right now, some sort of bear. in Alaska. So I imagine that would be a brown bear or a grizzly bear, right? I do like the idea of having the opportunity to hibernate. To get a whole mess of sleep like that would be just awesome. Not happening right now. Today I had the opportunity to sleep as long as I wanted. Today's my day off. I should be able to do whatever I want and sleep however long I want. What time do I wake up? 6:30 in the morning. Seriously. Just so annoying. How's that? That's good. I think I want a little... something like that. That's good. So I need the name. S-V-E-C-H-A. S-V-E-C-H-A. And I need some white, because these dark tiles always look better with a little white. Look at that. Instant awesomeness. Should I answer another question? I have time. I'm going to be coloring for a bit. Let's answer another question. Tell it like it is. Lighthearted. Tell about a funny experience. Funny. Wasn't funny to me when it happened, but just the other night, my husband decided that as I was swimming down at the end of the swim spa, he was going to turn on the fountains, which just splashed me directly in the face. That was just uncool. He thought it was funny. I'm not sure I thought it was funny, but it wasn't horrible. He says, okay, I promise I'll never do it again. I just had to do it once. So, I guess that's my most recent funny experience. We've been enjoying the spa. I've learned that I had my husband take the cover off this morning because I wasn't sure I could get it off by myself. It's a big darn thing because it's a swim spa, so it's not a normal sized. You could probably fit like 12 to 15 people in this thing. It's huge, and it's really tall. It's like almost 5 feet tall. And so, like I can't hardly see over into it. So take the cover off I didn't know if I could do it by myself. So I asked him before he left. Told him I wanted to go swimming this morning, get a little exercise. And so he took the cover off for me, stood him up right next to the spa with hopes that I could get the cover back on. I did manage to get the cover back on. However, I'm going to need to remember that it's going to take me 20 minutes of hard work, and it was a workout all in and of itself to get that darn cover back on. So maybe that's a funny experience as well. If I had security video of my backyard, that would have been hilarious to watch me try to get that cover back on all by myself. It weighs more than I do, I think. I don't know how much it weighs, but it's heavy, and I had some issues. Anyway, I got it done, and we'll see. Well, we're gonna have to do something to make this easier. I'm not too sure what, but we're gonna have to do something to make this easier because I'm not sure I can do this by myself on a regular basis. But if I keep exercising and keep doing it, maybe my muscles will get strong enough that it won't be a big deal anymore. So that's always a good thing. I did enjoy myself. I swam for about 30 minutes. I sat in the jacuzzi bubbles, the jets, for about 10-15 minutes, and then it took me 20 minutes to put the lid back on the pool. So, you know, it took me about an hour and a half this morning, but I really enjoyed myself. Hopefully that will become a good new routine for, especially on my days off. And that's it. You guys have a great day. Go do something nice for somebody today. Make the world a better place. That's important right now. There's some really negative stuff going around in circles where mostly Facebook, but some other places. There's some negative happening in the world. Don't contribute to it. If you don't have something nice to say nothing at all. That is a good adage. Grandma always said it, and it's true. If you don't have something nice to say, don't say anything at all, right? So I'm trying to avoid the drama by just being quiet. Not sure I'm going to be able to stay completely out, but I'm going to give it my best shot. You guys have a great day, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.